All right, this one should be interesting to say the least. KKK members reacting to life sentences. We'll see if it's clickbait. All right, every time I do one of these, it ends up being clickbait. It's like there are no life sentences. No one ends up being in there for life. Maybe these niggas are not even KKK members. Maybe they're just white people who just happened to have done a crime against a black person. We'll see though. We'll see. Lock in.
Jeremy Christian. Our first case unfolds at the Multnomah County Circuit Court, where Jeremy Christian is about to be sentenced for the murders of two fellow passengers on a MAX train in Portland, Oregon. Brace yourself as we delve into the case of bigotry, tragedy, and justice, as we will be uncovering the details of this crime and what the punishment would be. It was a sunny afternoon on May 26, 2017, when a MAX light rail train in Portland, Oregon, became the setting for a horrifying act of hate and violence. The events that unfolded that day would shake the community to its core and expose the dark underbelly of white supremacy. The train was crowded with passengers going about their daily routines. Among them were two black teenage girls who unknowingly became the targets of Jeremy Joseph Christian's racist and anti-Muslim slurs. Christian, a white supremacist with a history of extremist views, directed his vitriol toward the girls, spewing hate speech that echoed through the train car. Feeling threatened and frightened, the girls made the wise decision to move to the back of the train, seeking safety from the verbal assault. Little did they know that their actions would set in motion a series of events that would forever change their lives and the lives of those around them. As the girls sought refuge, two courageous men, Talius and Mirdan Namkai Meche and Micah David Cole Fletcher, stepped forward to defend them. Namkai Meche and Fletcher confronted Christian, urging him.
That's what fucking MLK died for right there. For all the people to step up, it's you two. That's what fucking MLK died. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to fucking see, bro. The guy's not racist. He's not. His life is just shitty, and he just wants somebody to blame. That's every racist nigga. Your life just fucking sucks really bad, and you want somebody to blame. So let me just blame someone that looks different from me, because it must be their fault. Because my shit sucks, huh? I fucking do coke, meth, drink all day. My wife left me. My kids don't love me. It must be the black people.
Fletcher stepped forward to defend them. Namkai Meche and Fletcher confronted Christian, urging him to stop the hate speech and bigotry. But Christian's response was far from peaceful. In a shocking turn of events, he pulled out a knife, brandishing it with a menacing intent. The train car descended into chaos as panic and fear gripped the passengers. In a fit of rage, Christian lunged at Namkai Meche, stabbing him in the neck. Fletcher too fell victim to Christian's violent attack, and tragically, another passenger, Ricky John Best, who had tried to intervene, was also stabbed. The train car became a scene of unimaginable horror. In the midst of the chaos, Christian seized the opportunity to escape. He fled the scene, leaving behind a trail of devastation and shattered lives. The police were quickly alerted to the situation and launched a manhunt to apprehend Christian. Eventually, the authorities...
What did he say to the guy walking? He was like, "You too, Blackie. You could be next too, Blackie."
Quickly alerted to the situation and launched a manhunt to apprehend Christian. Eventually, the authorities caught up with Christian, bringing him into custody. Unfortunately, Ricky Best and Namkai Meche died from their stab wounds. The attack on the MAX train sent shockwaves through the community, but it also brought people together. The attack garnered national attention, with politicians, civil rights groups, and everyday citizens condemning the act of violence and calling for justice. The incident became a rallying cry to confront the deep-rooted issues of hate speech, racism, and Islamophobia that plague our society. The trial of Jeremy Joseph Christian gripped the nation as the community sought justice for the lives lost and the wounds inflicted on that fateful day. Witnesses took the stand, recounting the horrifying events on the MAX train. Micah David Cole Fletcher, one of the survivors, bravely shared his harrowing experience, providing crucial testimony that would help piece together the sequence of events. The families of the victims, Taliesin Namkai Meche and Ricky John Best, delivered emotional impact statements, their voices filled with grief and anger. They spoke of the profound loss they had endured and the void left by the absence of their loved ones. After careful consideration of the evidence and the impact statements, Multnomah County Circuit Judge Cheryl Albrecht delivered her verdict.
White
she
people
found
out
Jeremy
here.
Joseph Christian guilty on all counts, leaving no room for doubt or leniency.
Who the fuck gave you that haircut, nigga? You signed up for that? Respectfully, bro, you signed up for that cut, bro? But that is not helping your case. You were not beating any allegations with this haircut, bro. They're locking you up. I don't know if you wanted to be free. But you're not being free now.
The courtroom fell silent as Judge Albrecht pronounced the sentence. Jeremy Joseph Christian received 2 consecutive life sentences and would spend the rest of his life in prison with no chance of ever getting out. Unfortunately, Christian didn't react well to his sentence and had a dramatic outburst in court, showing no remorse for his actions.
That nigga is crazy. George Floyd is crazy. He's doubling the fuck down. He's like, I don't give a damn what I did. I don't give a damn what I did. I would do it again. I would do it 3 times. Holy shit. He's kind of scaring me a little bit. I didn't like that one. That's a crazy way to start. Bro, just add a double the years. He's done, bro. He's never getting out. He's never getting out, bro. And if they even let this nigga out on some kind of parole, bro, the country's gonna go in mayhem. There's gonna be all types of fucking protests.
Take a seat at Neshoba County District Court, where a former Ku Klux Klan member is about to be sentenced. Edgar Ray Killan was responsible for orchestrating the shocking murders of 3 civil rights activists during the Freedom Summer of 1964. Get ready as we delve into the story of Killan's involvement with the KKK and the events that led to the tragic deaths of James Chaney, Andrew Goodman, and Michael Schwerner, as well as explore his trial and eventual sentencing. In the small town of Philadelphia, Mississippi, a man named Edgar Ray Killan was born on January 17, 1925. As the oldest of 8 children.
So far, these niggas, I know it's KKK members, but like, you killing your own kind, bro. You're not doing well. You're fucking up the whole KKK movement right now, bro. Like, I'm just saying, if I'm a KKK member and I'm like, bro, like, bro, you're not allowed in this clan because you're killing us. Who are you? Like, you're killing us, nigga. You're not doing your job.
Explore his trial and eventual sentencing. In the small town of Philadelphia, Mississippi, a man named Edgar Ray Killan was born on January 17, 1925. As the oldest of 8 children, Killan grew up in a deeply segregated and racially divided society. But it was his later involvement with the Ku Klux Klan that would forever mark his name in history. Killan was raised in a community where white supremacy was deeply ingrained. Killan's involvement with the Ku Klux Klan began when he became a Kleagle, or Clavern recruiter and organizer, for the Neshoba and Lauderdale County chapters. As a Kleagle, Killan was responsible for recruiting new members and spreading the Klan's message of white supremacy. The Ku Klux Klan, a white supremacist organization, was known for its acts of violence and intimidation against African Americans and those who supported civil rights. Killan embraced the Klan's ideology and became a key figure in the organization. But it was during the Freedom Summer of 1964 that Killan's involvement with the Klan took a sinister turn. James Chaney, a young black man from Meridian, Mississippi, Andrew Goodman, and Michael Schwerner, 2 Jewish men from New York, traveled to Mississippi to participate in voter registration efforts and support the civil rights movement. Little did they know that their lives were in grave danger. Killan, along with Deputy Sheriff Cecil Price, assembled a group of armed men who conspired against, pursued, and ultimately killed the 3 civil rights workers. Samuel Bowers, the Grand Wizard of the local White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, had ordered the murders to take place, and Killan, as acknowledged by Bowers himself, was the main instigator. The state of Mississippi at the time made little effort to prosecute those responsible for the murders. It was only through the efforts of Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy and the Federal Bureau of Investigation that justice began to be sought. In December 1964, a grand jury was convened, and the trial, which took place in 1966, was held at the federal courthouse of Meridian. The all-white jury convicted 7 conspirators, including the deputy sheriff, and acquitted 8 others. However, for Killan and 2 others, the trial ended in a hung jury. Despite the mistrial, the case brought national attention to the violence and resistance faced by those fighting for civil rights. It was a pivotal moment in the history of the civil rights movement. More than 20 years later, investigative reporter Jerry Mitchell dedicated himself to uncovering the truth and seeking justice for the victims. Mitchell's relentless pursuit of new evidence and witnesses led to the reopening of the case. In 2005, Killan was finally brought to trial. As the trial progressed, shocking details emerged. It was revealed that Killan had not only planned the murders, but had also also arranged for the bulldozer that buried the victims' bodies in an earthen dam. After days of deliberation, the jury reached a verdict on June 21st, 2005, exactly 41 years after the murders took place. The 80-year-old Killan, attending the trial in a wheelchair, was found guilty of manslaughter for his role in recruiting the mob. He's like, I'm about to die soon anyway. The jury rejected the murder charges, but held him accountable for his actions. It was a bittersweet moment for the victims' families, who had waited decades for justice to be served. Circuit Judge Marcus Gordon, in his sentencing remarks on June 23, 2005, emphasized the gravity of the crimes committed by Killan. He stated that each life lost was valuable and that the law made no distinction of age for the crime. Circuit Judge Marcus Gordon sentenced Killan to the maximum sentence of 60 years in prison, with 20 years for each count of manslaughter, to be served consecutively. As his sentence was read, Killan unsurprisingly displayed no emotions at all. The sentencing marked a significant moment in the history of the civil rights movement. It sent a powerful message that those who perpetrate acts of hate and violence will be held accountable, no matter.
40 years later, bro. Do you think he feels like he's held accountable? It's 40 years later, bro. Like, I don't think he feels like he's probably like, fuck, like, I don't give a fuck. Like we good. Like, my life is over, bro. My life is over. We're at the end right now. Oh, you got me now. Oh, wow. Like, I've killed them and probably maybe 20 others since I joined 40 years ago. I don't feel held accountable, bro. He doesn't care at this point. He doesn't care. He's probably like, now I have a nice place to eat and hang out before I die.
No matter how much time has passed. Gregory and Travis McMichael. At the Glynn County Superior Courthouse, sentencing is currently underway for a father and son who were convicted of shooting a black young man to death. Gregory and Travis McMichael, two members of the Ku Klux Klan, were to be sentenced for their involvement in the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. Take a seat in the courtroom as we unravel this case that has sent shockwaves through the nation, highlighting the deep-rooted racism that still exists in our society. It was a sunny day in February 2020 when tragedy struck in a quiet Brunswick neighborhood. Ahmaud Arbery, a young black man, went out for a jog, unaware that it would be his last. The perpetrators of this heinous crime were Gregory and Travis McMichael, a father and son duo who harbored deep-seated racist beliefs. On that fateful day, as Ahmaud Arbery jogged through the neighborhood, Gregory and Travis armed themselves with firearms and pursued him in their trucks. Their intentions were far from innocent. They saw a young black man running and immediately assumed he was a criminal. For several minutes, the McMichaels chased Ahmaud, attempting to box him in with their trucks. Ahmaud, unarmed and with his hands in plain view, desperately tried to escape from the armed men. He never spoke a word to them, never made any threatening sound or gesture. He simply wanted to survive. But the McMichaels were relentless in their pursuit. In fact, their neighbor William Roddy Byram joined them, recording the chase despite never seeing Ahmaud before. Finally, Travis McMichael got out of his truck, shotgun in hand, and pointed it directly at Ahmaud. In a split second, a shot rang out, piercing Ahmaud's chest. He was wounded, but his fight for survival was not over. Ahmaud, in a desperate attempt to defend himself, grabbed for the gun. A struggle ensued, and Travis fired 2 more shots into Ahmaud. He stumbled a few steps and fell face first onto the pavement, where he took his last breath. The life of a young man with dreams and aspirations was tragically cut short by the senseless violence fueled by race.
Bro is just trying to exercise, dog. Trying to, just killing niggas for exercising? Like, I'd understand if he was out here, really trying to attack. I get if you're racist, bro. That's not the problem I'm having. Like, I get it. You're racist. That's not my problem. But if you are racist, you don't gotta kill niggas for no reason. Have a reason. He was robbing me. He looked a bit different. Of course I'm gonna shoot. Bro, he's just out here on a jog. Out here on a fucking jog, bro.
Racism. After the chilling events that took the life of Ahmaud Arbery, the nation demanded justice. The trial of Gregory and Travis McMichael shed light on the deep-seated racism that fueled their actions and the need for accountability. In February 2022, the trial began, and the evidence presented was nothing short of shocking. The prosecution painted a clear picture of the McMichaels' racist beliefs and their assumptions about Ahmaud based solely on his race. Travis McMichael's social media comments and text messages to friends were brought to light, revealing his racial animus towards black people. He described them as subhuman savages and expressed a desire to see them harmed or killed. And he displayed this callousness when he attempted to make excuses for the murder of Ahmaud.
It was obvious that that he was attacking me, that if he would have got the shotgun from me, then it was this is a life or death situation.
How
Witnesses
is it now? You were
testified
chasing
about
him.
Greg.
You were the one who came out the gun with the shot. Came out the car with the shot. You stupid ass nigga. He didn't have any. What are you talking? Of course, if I took the shotgun from you, I'm gonna shoot you because you're gonna shoot me. What the fuck? Like, you sound dumb. What kind of statement is that? Yeah, if he would have taken the shotgun from me, of course he would have shot me because I'm gonna shoot him. What line of thinking are you in, sir? Because the dumbassery is prevalent with this one. The dumbassery, you're the one who had the gun? If I'm fearing for my life, why would I not want to shoot you?
It was this is a life or death situation.
Witnesses testified about Gregory McMichael's deeply racist comments to people he barely knew. His disdain for black people was evident in his derogatory remarks and his belief that they were nothing but trouble. The jury were also presented with racist text messages from Roddy Bryan, the neighbor who joined the pursuit. His derogatory language towards black people further highlighted the deeply ingrained prejudice within this group. The evidence was overwhelming, and the jury reached a verdict. In November 2021, Gregory and Travis McMichael were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
With regard to the sentence in this case, as to Travis McMichael, Mr. McMichael, the court sentences you as follows. Count 1, malice murder, life without the possibility of parole.
But justice didn't stop there. In August of the same year, the McMichaels were once again given a life sentence after being found guilty of federal hate crimes. Roddy Bryan, on the other hand, was sentenced to 35 years for his role in the murders.
Hopefully he never
Let's
gets
head
out.
to Multnomah County Courthouse, where Russell Cordier, a member of the notorious KKK, is about to be sentenced for his heinous crime. Cordier, along with his girlfriend, ran over a 19-year-old black boy outside a 7-Eleven convenience store following an altercation. Brace yourself as we uncover the horrifying details of this.
See, now this, when you think racist, I feel like this is the face you look at. The other guys didn't look so racist, right? They didn't look it, right? But if you think it, it's like this. Freshly shaven face, you know, just like this nose just says psychopath. The haircut says psychopath. The jawline says psychopath. Yeah, this is it.
Racially motivated murder and the trial that captivated the nation. It all began on a fateful summer night in Gresham, Oregon on August 10th, 2016. Larnell Bruce, a 19-year-old African-American, found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. Larnell Bruce had stopped at a 7-Eleven convenience store, unaware of the danger lurking in the shadows. Russell Cordier, a white supremacist and member of the European Kindred prison gang, happened to be there too. Fueled by his deep-rooted hatred, Cordier saw an opportunity to unleash his violent ideologies.
Don't cry now.
Larnell Bruce exited the store, Cordier and his girlfriend Colleen Hunt confronted him. A heated exchange ensued, with racial slurs and derogatory remarks filling the air. Bruce, understandably shaken, tried to distance himself from the escalating situation, but Cordier's rage knew no bounds. In a horrifying turn of events, Cordier and Hunt climbed into their Jeep, determined to inflict harm on Bruce. With hatred in their hearts, they pursued him relentlessly. Bruce, realizing the imminent danger, attempted to escape, but fate had a different plan. The Jeep, driven by Cordier, accelerated towards Bruce, striking him with a force that sent him.
Did this man Bruce run in a straight line from a car? Is that what he was just doing? I know that's not what he was just doing, bro. I know you're not getting chased by a car and decide you want to run into a straight line, bro. What did you think you were? What was he? What did he think he was doing, bro? Like I'm not trying to be disrespectful here. I'm not like, obviously you're getting chased by a car. You're scared the guy in the car is fucked up for this, but a straight line? Like, you gotta hit the zigzags.
The Jeep, driven by Cordier, accelerated towards Bruce, striking him with a force that sent him flying through the air. The impact was devastating, leaving Bruce with life-threatening injuries. As he lay on the pavement fighting for his life, Cordier and Hunt callously fled the scene, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Emergency services rushed to the scene, desperately trying to save Bruce's life. He was immediately transported to a nearby hospital, where doctors fought tirelessly to keep him alive. However, despite their best efforts, Bruce succumbed to his injuries just 3 agonizing days later. The news of Larnell Bruce's senseless murder sent shockwaves through the community. People were outraged, demanding justice for this innocent young man whose life was cut short by the venomous hatred of Russell Cordier. The incident shed light on the deep-rooted racial tensions that still plague our society. As the investigation unfolded, the true extent of Cordier's involvement in white supremacist activities came to light. It became evident that this was not an isolated incident, but a reflection of his deeply ingrained beliefs. The murder of Larnell Bruce was a stark reminder that racism and bigotry continue to haunt our nation. The authorities wasted no time in apprehending Cordier and Hunt, bringing them to justice for their heinous crimes. The wheels of the legal system were set in motion, and the trial that followed would expose the dark underbelly of hate-fueled violence. The murder trial of Russell Cordier gripped the nation as people eagerly awaited the verdict. The courtroom became a battleground where the fight for justice collided with the demons of racism. The prosecution presented a compelling case, highlighting the racial motivations behind the crime. Witnesses took the stand, recounting the events of that fateful night and the disturbing ideologies espoused by Cordier. Finally, after weeks of intense courtroom drama, the jury reached a verdict. Russell Cordier was found guilty of murder and hate crime, a decision that sent shockwaves through the courtroom. The weight of his actions finally caught up with him, and the consequences would be severe. The sentencing phase was a moment of reckoning. The judge, recognizing the gravity of the crime and the impact it had on the victim's family and the community, handed down a life sentence to Cordier. A minimum of 28 years behind bars would serve as a reminder of the life he took and the hatred he perpetuated.
But the victim's family believes it was all for show. The judge says he was driven by hate and anger when he ran over and killed Larnell.
As his sentence was read, Cordier was caught on camera crying. Colleen Hunt, Cordier's girlfriend and accomplice, also faced the consequences of her actions. She pleaded guilty to manslaughter and received a 10-year sentence. While not as severe as Cordier's punishment, it was a reminder that participation in
20 years not enough, bro. We just saw him chase Darnell or Carnell back and forth, bro. Back and forth in that Jeep. Like if he had tried to chase him once, Darnell gets away, then he goes away, then he just leaves, okay. But you wanted blood. You wanted blood, bro. You chased this man down like it was a freaking Looney Tunes cartoon. 20 years, 28 years is not good enough for me, bro. I need life or death sentence. I need life or death sentence.
Such heinous acts would not go unpunished. Payton Jenden. Take a seat at the Erie County Court, where 19-year-old Payton Jenden is about to be sentencing for a crime that rocked the nation when it first hit the news. Payton Jenden's name has become synonymous with hate and violence as he carried out a racially motivated mass shooting at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York. This white supremacist's heinous act claimed the lives of 10 innocent African Americans and left 3 others injured. Brace yourself.
Fucking chased him down like the Roadrunner is crazy. No insurance that he won't come out. Exactly. No insurance that he won't come on and do it again, bruh. He's probably gonna 28 years. He seems like he's what, 40 something. Yeah, he'll come on at like 70, still on it. Still running niggas down, bro.
Motivated mass shooting at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York. This white supremacist's heinous act claimed the lives of 10 innocent African Americans and left 3 others injured. Brace yourself as we explore the shocking details of Jenden's crime, his trial, and the eventual sentencing that left the nation in disbelief. On May 14th, 2022, in Buffalo, New York, little did the residents know that this day would forever be etched in their memories as one of the darkest in the city's history. As the morning unfolded, 18-year-old Payton Jenden, a white supremacist, was preparing to carry out a heinous act of violence that would shock the nation. Payton Jenden had been consumed by a deep-seated hatred and racist ideology, fueled by his affiliation with the KKK. His extremist beliefs were rooted in the dangerous and unfounded Great Replacement conspiracy theory, which posits that white people are being
Let's have a therapy session. What are you mad at, Payton? Did your dad not show you love? Did your mom say you were useless? Like, really, what are you mad at? Like, let's get to the cause of this hatred, bro. Because I understand looking at niggas and seeing them differently, bro. Right? And you're just like, I'm not sure about you, bro. I don't, you know, your kind has a way of moving, you know? It's like a wolf looking at a lion. You're just different, right? But it doesn't mean you got to hate for it. But what are you mad at that you just genuinely hate niggas for being niggas? What did they do? What happened, bro? You're only 18. You're a young man with so much life in front of you. How you become a hater this early, nigga? You ain't even got enough time to hate yet. How you become a hater this early?
Automatically replaced by non-white individuals. This toxic ideology had taken hold of Jendren's mind, driving him to commit an act of domestic terrorism and hate crime that would leave a lasting scar on the Buffalo community. The events leading up to that fateful day were marked by meticulous planning and a disturbing obsession with violence. Jendren had spent months preparing for his attack, meticulously researching his targets and acquiring the necessary weapons to carry out his sinister plan. His online activities revealed a dark and twisted mind as he frequented white supremacist forums and immersed himself in a world of hate. On that fateful day, Jendren set his sights on a target that would amplify the impact of his hateful act. He chose the Tops Friendly Market supermarket, a bustling hub of activity in the heart of Buffalo. Unbeknownst to the unsuspecting shoppers and employees, this seemingly ordinary day would soon turn into a nightmare. Armed with multiple weapons, including a Bushmaster XM15 AR-15 style rifle, Jendren arrived at the Tops supermarket with a chilling determination. He stepped out of his vehicle, his heart pounding with a mix of adrenaline and hatred. The parking lot, once a place of mundane routines, would soon become a scene of unimaginable horror.
Like, that's the definition of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, there's not much you can do about it, too. Like, you're shopping. You're grocery shopping, bro. You're not thinking someone's gonna pull up with a freaking AR. You're literally just at the wrong place at the wrong time. Damn, bruh.
Jendren's first victims were innocent individuals who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. He opened fire without hesitation, his bullets tearing through flesh and shattering the tranquility of the morning. 4 lives were tragically cut short, their dreams and aspirations extinguished in an instant. The sound of gunshots echoed through the air, sending shockwaves of panic and confusion throughout the supermarket. Shoppers and employees scrambled for cover, their lives forever changed by the presence of this white supremacist terrorist. Jendren, fueled by his twisted ideology, made his way into the store, his eyes scanning the aisles for his next targets. The atmosphere was thick with fear and desperation as he continued his merciless rampage. 8 more innocent lives were taken, their hopes and dreams shattered by the bullets of hatred. It was a scene of unimaginable horror as the once vibrant supermarket became a haunting reminder of the darkness that can lurk within the human soul. The victims, predominantly African-American employees, had been targeted solely because of the color of their skin. Their lives were stolen from them in a senseless act of violence driven by racism and bigotry. As the chaos unfolded, law enforcement agencies swiftly responded to the scene. The brave men and women in blue put their lives on the line to protect the innocent and bring an end to Jendren's reign of terror. Negotiations ensued as they desperately tried to convince him to surrender and put an end to the bloodshed. After what felt like an eternity, Jendren finally dropped his weapon and was taken into custody. The Buffalo community—
I don't like that he walked out with no bullet holes in him. I don't like that. I don't like that, but obviously cops are doing their job the right way. But I'm just saying, I don't like how he walked out of there with 0 bullet holes in him.
He was left reeling in the aftermath of this horrific event. The senseless loss of life and the racial motivations behind the attack sent shockwaves throughout the nation. Legal proceedings against Jendren were swift and severe. He pleaded guilty to all state charges, including murder, domestic terrorism, and hate crimes. The court recognized the gravity of his actions and the pain he had inflicted upon the community. As a result, Jendren was sentenced to 11 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole.
The damage you have caused is too great, and the people you have hurt are too valuable to this community. You will never see the light of day as a free man ever again.
As Jendren's sentence verdict was read, the teenager remained stone-faced, unmoved by the heavy punishment he just received. However, the federal charges against Jendren, including hate crimes, are still pending. The prosecution intends to seek the death penalty, recognizing the need for justice to be served and the importance of sending a strong message against hate and domestic terror.
Daquan go handle that fucking fresh white piece of ass. That's fresh meat, my nigga. That asshole is fresh. Ain't never been penetrated before. That's that virgin asshole. When them niggas see you in there, they spreading that bitch open and spitting in it before they fuck it, nigga. Fuck out of here. You don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're handled.
Kayla, Norton, and Jose Torres. Our final case unfolds at the Douglas Superior County Court, where Kayla, Norton, and Jose Torres, 2 white supremacists, are about to be sentenced for their shocking crimes. Norton and Torres, part of a white supremacist gang called Respect, the Flag, targeted African Americans with racist taunts and threats. Their actions escalated when they disrupted an 8-year-old black child's birthday party, waving Confederate battle flags, shouting racial slurs, and making armed threats. Take a seat in the courtroom while we delve into this case. The
now?
trial and their sentencing.
You're gonna
Before we
cry
delve
now?
into the crime Norton and Torres committed, it is essential to provide the background and explore the rise of the white supremacist gang known as Respect the Flag.
Jose Torres, you're not even American, nigga. You're not even white. Why are you, like, for what are you in here doing? Your name is Jose Torres, nigga. What are you running around with these niggas for? You next. Who you think they gonna attack once all the niggas are gone? Jose? Who you think they coming for? You, nigga! You! Like, what is bro run around like this for? Like, sit your ass down. Kayla killing you next.
The background and explore the rise of the white supremacist gang known as Respect the Flag. This group, which Kayla, Norton, and Jose Torres were a part of, spread fear and hatred in their community through racist taunts and threats.
Bro, forgot what
Respect
side
the
he was
Flag
on.
emerged in the aftermath of the Charleston Church Massacre in 2015. The group was deeply angered by the removal of the Confederate battle flag from various sites, and they saw it as an attack on their heritage. With Confederate battle flags proudly displayed on their pickup trucks, they embarked on a mission to intimidate and terrorize African Americans. Their actions were fueled by racial hatred and a desire to assert their white supremacist beliefs. The gang targeted black families, spreading fear and making their presence known through verbal abuse and threats. The rise of Respect the Flag marked a dark chapter in the community as their actions escalated to a violent and shocking crime. Their actions during an 8-year-old black child's birthday party left the community in disbelief and fear. Armed with Confederate battle flags, the group drove by the partygoers, hurling racial slurs and making threats. Witnesses testified to the litany of racial slurs directed at the predominantly African-American attendees. The situation took a violent turn when Jose Torres confronted the family with a loaded gun, an act that was captured on cell phone footage. The crime led to a trial where Norton and Torres faced charges of aggravated assault, making terroristic threats, and violating Georgia's Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. The jury also found Torres guilty of aggravated assault. The trial revealed the extent of their involvement in the white supremacist gang and the deep-seated racial hatred that motivated their actions. After an emotional trial, Superior Court Judge William Bo McLean delivered the sentences that left many shocked. Torres received 13 years in prison and 7 years probation, while Norton was sentenced to 6 years in prison with 9 years probation. Both of them were also banished from Douglas County. The couple went profusely as soon as they heard their sentences. Kayla went ahead to show her remorse by apologizing to the victims.
No, I was in the wrong.
Oh.
But I want you all to know that is not me.
So who is it?
That is not me.
The
Who
case
is
of
it?
Kayla Norton and Jose Torres
is it then?
serves as a reminder that we must
is
continue
it?
to fight against racism and hate in all its forms, striving for a more inclusive and tolerant society. In conclusion, the case of these KKK members reacting to life sentences sheds light on the deep-seated racism and hatred that still exists in our society. Their involvement in these heinous white-on-black crimes shows the depravity of humans and how deeply hate eats at the human conscience. These crimes serve as a stark reminder of the work that lies ahead in eradicating hate and building a more inclusive society. For more thought-provoking videos,
You gonna drive by, yell out racial slurs with fucking Confederate flags in your truck, and then you get in trouble and say that is not me. I would never do such a thing. After you drove by multiple times. It doesn't even make any fucking sense. Am I geeking right now? It makes zero sense to me, bro. 0 sense to me, man.